This is Tillery here, and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, how about you press that subscribe button and give this video a like, and ring that bell so you know when I'm uploading new videos. So today's topic is a video that's a sister video to another AuthorTuber's video by Karen Dietrich. She did a video not too long ago on coming from a working class background. She did say in the video or in the description that some of us could talk about it and make a video about the same topic. So I figured I'd take that mantle up. So I will link her original video below with her take on it, and I have mine. Now, coming from a working class background, like your family and lineage, I would imagine, and then myself being linked to that as well, because I also started out in the same direction. My father was a truck driver for really well established companies at the time until they went out of business, so there's that. But he was a truck driver for Cello Lighting and for Montgomery Wards. Back in the day, they paid truck drivers. They might still pay them very well, actually. I'm not even going to comment on that one because I don't know. He got paid very well, actually, to be a truck driver. Which in the, I guess that was the 70s through the 80s, that was good money. I think he made around about, I don't know, between $60,000 and $80,000 a year for a truck driver, I believe, up towards $100,000. But I think it was around the $60,000 to $80,000 for a truck driver, which was a decent wage for working class. And my mother, who had a higher job title, even though my mother finished high school, but she did not go to college. She ended up with a job, or I should say career, that required a BA. And she did so from her own will. She is a fighter type, and she wanted something, so she got it. She can talk, and she did get the job because of the great job she did in her other job at the same place. And she ended up with the title of Ambassador of Johns Hopkins Hospital, which is a very prestigious title to have. They have, since she retired from that position, they have not had another Ambassador of Johns Hopkins Hospital. She still holds the title, because once you have the title, you keep it. But yeah, working class still nonetheless. My family did very hard on hands-on type of work. And my mother in particular had all kinds of jobs, especially after she left Johns Hopkins. And she only left Johns Hopkins because my father passed away from a lung disease, a very rare lung disease, actually. And it's a working class thing, and my mom was very open to, follow whatever your dreams are. At least for me and my younger brother. My older brother, she was way harder on, like, you should be doing, something. That's a big deal. But she gave birth to all artists. That being said, I also am from working class myself, not just my parents, coming into the art world. And writing isn't the only art I do. I am also a dancer. So I started modern dance, and I did never do ballet because I saw that it was very, I don't know, it's a lot of stuff about ballets that I don't like. I like looking at it and watching people do it, but I would never enter that world. The other parts of dance I did enter are just bad enough. But they have good size as well, but it's a lot of, I guess in any community there's issues. So there's that. I went from modern dance to Middle Eastern dance, and that became a very big thing in America, I guess around the, I don't know, late 90s into the 2000s. So yeah, I have been doing belly dance since I was around 12 years old, and I'm 34 now, and I still do it. I teach and I run a convention that is based around belly dance fusion and belly dance and Middle Eastern dance. Um, Middle Eastern dance being the actual original name for it. The belly dance is more coined here, but yeah, it's a convention based around that and body acceptance and self-acceptance. So it doesn't, we do a lot of motivational things, and then we actually are integrating writing classes and other style classes into it, because we all like to do lots of different things. But that being said, I am a working class. I do come from that, and my perspective on it is that you, like, much like Current's perspective on it, is you can't let it stop you that you came from a working class background into a art world. And you whether you have college education or not, you can't let that stop you. My mother is a prime example of that, because she was told she needed a BA for that position. They gave it to her because her doing an amazing job at her. She was a PSO officer, and she did her job no matter what, treated every person the same. It's always important to treat everyone the same, always. And she did that. It was doing her job. They recommended her for this job, but you were required to have a BA. My mother had never been to college, so you can't use that as an excuse to not make it where you want to be, ever. So if you come from a working class and you're like, I'm moving into the art world, and also if you have the instance where your parents or people in your family or your circle are like, well, you can't make money in the art world and that's a dead end, blah blah blah, because there are people that believe that. But I wouldn't tell anyone to get into the arts, whichever that may be, and say, well, I'm getting into this to make money. If you get into the arts, get into it because you love it and you have a passion for it, which in my opinion should be based to a lot of everything you do. If you plan to do something every day, you should have a passion and a drive to do it, and you should love it, because you have to think about that's something you're going to have to do every single day of your life until you retire. And let's just be honest, a lot of us are going to be retiring a lot later than we will want, and then current world, the way the world is currently. So definitely something to really think about. It is something to think about. I mean, I never had the issue of someone telling me I shouldn't do what I do. I always knew I wanted to be a writer deep down. Even though I started writing when I was young, I wanted to do lots of things. When you're a little kid, you want to be everything. But I knew I wanted to be a writer by the time I was 12. Even though I was entering more into dance during that time. Dance, I will not lie, had taken preservation over my writing in my teens and in my early 20s, but I always did writing. And I finally figured a balance for how to do my writing and my dancing, and then my writing is always is number one for me, because it's who I am and it plays a big part of my life. So and dancing does play a big part of who I am. It's a way I express the passion and drive in myself. On stage, when I dance, I become someone else in my dance persona, and I'm creating on stage. So being a writer and a dancer, I take my writing abilities and transform them into my dancing ability, and that's how I dance too. So coming from working class, I didn't have much issues transitioning into a artist background, because I started out really early in the art world. But even if you started out late and you come from a working class background, you still do it. Don't let it discourage you in the least bit. Whatever your passion is, whatever it is that you want to do, go for it, and don't let anyone stop you and tell you you can't, because that's not something that you should even let enter your mind. If you can if you believe you can. So yeah, that's my take on being from a working class background. I don't think any background you come from should stop you. If anyone in my group or any of the people subscribe to my channel, there are writers that would like put their take on coming from a working class background. If anyone wants to do that, please do take it up. Me and Karen would love to hear from you and your take on it. I will link, like I said, link Karen below, so you check out her channel and her take on this topic as well. It is a very interesting topic for us writers who are now artists. Alrighty, thanks guys, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.